Hello everyone, and welcome to Theories of the Thought, the place where we'll be using science, history, and math to sniff out the answers to some pretty odd questions. Today, we're going to be looking at a very odd TV show that's taking the internet world and televisions by storm. And that show is the one and only Steven Universe. Now, for a show that kind of appeared out of nowhere, Steven Universe has had a great turnaround. With each episode being well reviewed by the fans and many critics, this show has come a long way since its start in 2013. But what is the thing that makes Steven Universe so great? The voice acting, the animation, the music? Well, we're here to find out in today's Theories of the Thought review of Steven Universe.
Can't you see it in our eyes? We're the one, 2, 3, 4. We're not like the other guys. We're not like anybody. By the way, don't go back in time, or you'll just...
Now, before we get into this review, I have to do one quick thing, and that is get prepared, and I have just a little gal to help me with it. Bandit! Yo, Bandit, where are ya? There you are! Everyone, this is Bandit, my little Tanuki friend. We met up a long time ago, and she's been helping me out ever since, though she makes sure I don't lose anything in this crazy mountain place. And I assure you she's got just what I've been saving up for a long time. Bandit, the gem please! What do you mean you lost it? I left it near you this morning! Where did you lose it? The archive room? That mess? You left it in there? Okay, you go find it, and I'm gonna start the review. Anyway, let's start off with a quick summary of the show. The show centers around a boy, Steven Universe, who lives in Beach City. He lives with 3 aliens called the Gems, or Crystal Gems as their full name, who are Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl. Each of them were former soldiers and friends of their old leader, Rose Quartz, Steven Universe's mother, who had to give up her physical form in order to give birth to Steven. His father, Greg Universe, lives in town too, but he lives in a van. But that doesn't mean he's a deadbeat dad. He works hard for his son and to help out the Gems with anything Steven needs. The stories in the first half centered around just going around, learning about Gem culture, and fighting off monsters. But as the series progressed, it moved on to a much more intricate and deep lore-driven story. For some fun facts, this is the first show that airs on Cartoon Network that is made by a female, and all the voice actors who voiced the Gems and other characters were chosen primarily because of their singing voice, which, as it's shown in the series, was a pretty darn wise move to make. Speaking of story, let's take a look at how well the story holds up. Well, to be honest, the story was wonderful. And still is. As the series has progressed, it's gotten more and more interesting and lore-driven, and less of a Monster Bash kind of story. The continuity and callbacks are amazing. They'll take one tiny thing you see in an episode and bring it back to be actually pretty important later on in the series. In addition, the story actually covers off some incredibly adult themes. Not just your simple bully theme, or not even your simple peer pressure theme, but some pretty dark themes such as depression, anxiety, suicide, self-doubt, mortality, and even, oddly enough, not being perfect, and that's okay. But we'll get to that later. Bandit! You're back! Did you find the Bandit? That's a rose stem. That's not a gem. Okay, you're looking for a blue gem. I know you can find it, girl, so go back and look for it. You are finding it because you lost it. Now go. Anyway, on to the next big category in Steven Universe, the animation and the music. Now, both of these categories have had huge impacts on the series. While there may not be as many songs as other shows have had, this show makes sure every song counts. The music is fun and energetic in cases where it needs to be, or serious and somber in other cases. Even the lyrics have great meaning in what they mean, from simple songs like Stephen and the Crystal Gems, or a more serious song like Tower of Mistakes. Each of these songs are interwoven perfectly and make sure that the audience has fun while listening to them, but also catching a few Easter eggs. And remember that little thing I said about the voice actors being picked primarily for their singing voices? Yeah, it comes into play here. The voice actors do a terrific job in their vocals and often show great skill in each of the songs they're playing. As for animation, this one indeed didn't have the best start. At the very beginning of the series, the animation was okay. It wasn't anything impressive, but it was pretty good for a nice, rounded out, and freestyle design. As the animation would progress with the show, it did wonders. Nowadays, the animation is well done, smooth and flowing, and they do some incredible feats with this animation, even including small background images and ideas to aid in the design and appeal of the show, and even for the characters to be very expressive and designed well. And speaking of the characters, they are the life of the whole show as well. Each character that comes in has a purpose. Each one of them is designed in their own unique way. And not only that, the representation in these characters is phenomenal. You have characters who are skinny, characters who are overweight, characters who are voluptuous, characters of different ethnicities, characters who are of different heights and nose jobs even, characters who are both happy or sad, angry or upset, and everything in between. And all of these play out. Not only that, in the show Steven Universe, overweight characters aren't deemed as being lazy or ugly or fat and can do nothing else. They're actually shown as being very caring, loving, beautiful, and absolutely hard-working characters who do the best they can with what they have. And this representation helps change quite a few people's interests and favorites on the show. There's something that everyone can love about each of these characters, and some can take you by surprise on who becomes your favorite, or at least one of your favorites. My example, Amethyst. At the very beginning of the show, I did not like Amethyst. She wasn't exactly the kind of character I was drawn to, and I actually thought she was just okay. But after seeing the episode On the Run, my opinion of her changed greatly, and now she's one of my favorite characters in the entire show. I swear, if you guys want to get hooked on good character development and good character representation, this is the show for you by a landslide. Heck, even one of the fandom's favorites came from a mirror. Oh, Bandit! Please tell me you found it this time. That's not a gem, Bandit. That's a blue mirror. While it's very pretty, it's not what we're looking for. Bandit, you lost it. You find it. I am going to say this one more time. You are looking for a blue gem. It's a big blue rock on a string. Now, go find it. So after that long overview of the show, what is my personal opinion about it? Well, there's only one word that comes to mind when describing Steven Universe. Incredible. The storytelling, incredible. The character progression, incredible. The art and animation, incredible. And the overall moral, incredible. I absolutely love this series. I love every part about it, and I would say it was perfect. Except that would be lying. It's not perfect, but as the show says, if every pork chop were perfect, we wouldn't have hot dogs. See, while this show is really good, there are some flaws that happen in the episodes, even nowadays, that cause the series to have a few drawbacks. They aren't horrible issues, but they do hold the show back from progressing even better than it already is. One of the big issues that a lot of people have with the series is that it's too short. With only an 11-minute runtime for each of the episodes and only getting one 11-minute episode per week that's new, this series has a hard time fitting everything it wants to in that 11-minute box. Take the episode On the Run, for example. That was a great episode, except it went way too fast. It jumped from, hey, I would like to run away, to, oh look at that, we're on the run to, oh, look, we're at kindergarten. Another example is Steven's Lion. Again, it was a good episode, but because of the 11-minute runtime, it was way too short. It was quick and to the point, but it also left out a lot of explanation that needed to happen. I'm not saying I would want like an hour for this show, but maybe even just making it 15 minutes, heck, even 22 minutes might be even better. Again, the show uses good qualities for these 11 minutes and do make the show entertaining, but I don't think I'm the only one that thinks this show should be increased in runtime. What's the other issue I have with the show? Well, it's going to sound weird, but I actually have an issue with the first 12 episodes of the series. Not that they were necessarily bad, but if I was to put a top 10 list up of the best Steven Universe episodes so far, the first 12 episodes wouldn't come anywhere near the list. And that's an issue for new fans. If you want someone to start up on the TV series and get excited for this TV series, you want to put your best foot forward. I find that Steven Universe tried and slightly failed to do so in the first 12 episodes, which can really hinder if people want to or don't want to watch the show. I don't know, maybe it was just me who didn't like them and they're actually really good to others, but in all honesty, I think they could have improved a bit on the first 12 episodes to make it be even better and possibly draw in more people. But again, as I said, no show's perfect. So on final closing thoughts, I would say this show is good for anyone to watch at any age, no matter where they come from. And for those of you who are curious, yes, I am going to review every single Steven Universe episode. There are 60 to get through, and a whole lot more coming, but I'm up to the challenge. I might have to take it a little differently than the normal reviewing style, but I promise you, we will get through it together! For now though, we're gonna lay off the episode reviews of Steven Universe and go back to MLP, where we're gonna be looking at the past generations and who could come back for a second appearance. This is Silver Starling, hoping that your travels are light and your road is safe until we... You found it? Hey, good girl! Haha, this is what we need. This will be my gem I shall review with. Bandit, come on, I'll be fine. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Ow!